Mayor for Dubbo, Matthew Dickerson, great to talk to you again. Thank you for the update the other day. But today, being Thursday, is a day that we heard we wouldn't have to boil our water anymore. Can you give us an update?
Not quite there yet, Rohan. So I was hoping that by the end of today we might have the first zones that we could actually say no longer do we need to boil the water in those first couple of zones, as we have been, probably people have been seeing some water coming out on the streets. We've been trying to get water going through those three main reservoirs. That's the Newtown Reservoir up in South Dubbo, Barnanyong in East, and Rifle Range Road over in West Dubbo. So they're the three main reservoirs that feed other reservoirs there. So we've been working with New South Wales Health. We've been doing a myriad of calculations to try and get to that point where we can satisfy New South Wales Health and ourselves that the community is safe. Unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. The dilution level in those reservoirs is not quite low enough yet that we're happy to say lift the boil water alert. Again, it's low risk where we're at the moment, but public health and safety is obviously of the highest concern to us. So we still do ask residents to keep boiling their water, and I'm very hopeful at least those first zones will be able to lift by Monday at the latest, I'm hoping, Rohan.
All right. Well, it's better to get it right for sure. But that's a lot of water that you're having to push through, obviously. I mean, it must be incredible to see that amount go through three reservoirs. It's just a matter of diluting. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So we last Thursday morning when we put the boil water alert out, we had water just above the level of 0.5 NTUs is the measure. That's the nethylometric turbidity units. So the water we were producing was at about 0.52, so it was just above the level that we had to be at to actually be able to declare safe drinking water. So that went for about 10 hours feeding our reservoirs to make sure we could still keep water pressure up to the residents of Dubbo. That means they could still have water for washing their clothes and doing the dishes, that type of thing, and having a shower in, obviously. And then you still had water to be able to take there to boil first before you actually drank it. So that was 10 hours. At about 6 o'clock that night, we had the point where we could then produce clean water, and we started putting that into our reservoirs. But obviously from that point, there's been a little bit of water in those reservoirs that's potentially contaminated. So we just have to push enough water through that we can get to a dilution level of 0.1% of that contaminated water. So there's, again, a lot of maths that goes in behind that, a lot of testing that's been going on, a lot of hard work. Our staff have been working basically around the clock to try and get there. But again, we're not quite there yet where we can be very comfortable the safety of our community is not going to be at risk.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Matthew, mate, thank you for your time. Monday, we'll look forward to that, and hopefully it all goes well over the next few days.
We'll certainly keep the community updated, and we appreciate your support for helping us do that.